Hey, this is Dr. Paul Firnhaber at Lincoln Disc and Nutrition here in Lincoln, Nebraska, and it's time for 10 minutes of truth. So I have another article that I would like to go over with you that is powerful, and it's one of those articles that really needs to be out there in terms of the information. Now, this article is from a journal called Medicina, and the data published is May 27th, 2021, so it's sort of right in the middle of COVID. The article is the potential mechanisms of high velocity, low amplitude, controlled vertebral thrusts on neuroimmune function, a narrative review. So that's just a fancy way of saying, how do chiropractic adjustments affect the immune system? That's basically what this article is about. The lead author in this article is Heidi Havoc. And Heidi Havoc is a DC PhD. She has her doctorate in human neurology and neuroscience. And so she's published a lot of research articles on how chiropractic affects the immune system, the nervous system, pain, all kinds of things. She's a premier researcher. She's very, very well respected. So she starts out this article, and Heidi Havoc was not the only author in this study. There were actually 6 authors, 6 people involved in this study. And she starts out by saying the current COVID-19 pandemic has necessitated the need to find healthcare solutions that boost or support immunity. Now, that's a powerful statement, because the problem with the way that the American medical system handled COVID, like Fauci and sort of traditional medicine, is they really didn't have any effective treatments for COVID. Remdesivir was one. Remdesivir had enormous harmful side effects. So you really have a really good strategy. Now, there are a lot of other doctors that came out and presented strategies, and that's for another time. They were effective strategies. So what Heidi Havoc is saying is that we really need to find healthcare solutions that boost or support the immune system itself. She said in this article, 21 published papers were found that explored the impact of chiropractic adjustments on neuroimmune markers. 18 of those 21 papers found significant effects. Now, the prefrontal cortex, which is right here, is involved in the regulation of the autonomic nervous system and the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which is the stress axis of your body. It's the axis that it's the endocrine part of your body that handles stress, and it's connected with the immune system very closely. She says there are biologically plausible direct and indirect mechanisms that link chiropractic adjustments to the immune system, suggesting that chiropractic adjustments have the potential to modulate immune functions. That was a key point of this article. So pain-related stress alters neuroimmune reactions. Stress-induced sympathetic nervous system activity alters vertebral motor control. What she's saying there is this, is when the body's under emotional stress, your immune system drops, and you actually change the motor control of vertebra. You change the way vertebra act in your body because of the muscle tension. She said manual or mechanically assisted application of chiropractic adjustments has been shown to influence neuroimmune chemical concentrations. And that's very interesting because neuroimmune, okay, we're talking about endocrine function, neurological function, immune function. The chemicals that make these things up, like cortisol, your adrenaline, norepinephrine, epinephrine, these chemicals plus more are influenced by chiropractic adjustments. And we do have some research literature on that. There is evidence, she says in this article, that chiropractic adjustments decrease pro-inflammatory cytokines, and cytokines are chemicals that cause inflammation. They're sort of the chemical language of the immune system, and increase anti-inflammatory cytokines. So chiropractic adjustments actually affect inflammation, which is a very, very important thing. Studies have shown that chiropractic adjustments may positively impact various aspects of the autonomic nervous system function, such as heart rate variability, cardiovascular function, respiratory function, gastrointestinal function, and genitourinary function. I've actually seen all of these things happen throughout my chiropractic career. There is a strong interconnected relationship between the central nervous system and the immune system. This affects how the central nervous system processes and integrates all subsequent sensory input, such that the brain senses more accurately what is happening in and around the body, so as there is improved brain-body awareness, adaptability, coordination, and therefore better function. Adjusting joint dysfunction in the body in the spine alters the input from the muscles around the spine and the skull to the brain, which changes these processes and gives better input into the brain. So what she's saying is when you adjust a vertebral subluxation, which chiropractors adjust, that it actually improves brain function and brain-body awareness. It is quite clear that chiropractic adjustments can impact vital parts of the brain involved in creating internal and external schemas or maps of the internal and external environment. There is evidence suggesting that chiropractic adjustments have a significant effect on the prefrontal cortex. Again, this area up here. The prefrontal cortex is known to be vital for proper immune system function. Immune challenges throughout the body promote the release of cytokines, these pro-inflammatory chemicals, and eicosanoids, which are other chemicals that can be pro-inflammatory. These immune mediators then communicate to the brain via the blood-brain, via blood and vagal sensory afferent fibers, which means the vagus nerve. So what happens is when you have the release of chemicals that cause inflammation, the brain hears about that, one, through the nervous system, primarily the vagus nerve, and number two, through chemicals being released in the body. So you have two parts of your autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic, which is fight or flight, and the parasympathetic, which is sex, rest, and digest. The primary parasympathetic or relaxation or healing part of the nervous system is the vagus nerve. And I've talked about the vagus nerve a lot on these 10 minutes of truth. And we have a very effective way here in the office of stimulating vagal nerve function, which can have a powerful healing effect on the body. The parasympathetic nervous system also plays a role, an important sensory role in the body-brain connection, as it senses the presence of pro-inflammatory cytokines in the body and conveys these signals to the brain. Stressful mental and emotional states suppress peripheral immunological activity and cause increased susceptibility to infection. So what that means is that when we're under a lot of stress, that suppresses neurological activity. It suppresses the immune system, and that causes increased susceptibility to infection. Stress may be a major cause of what chiropractors refer to as vertebral subluxations. And vertebral subluxations are joints that don't move appropriately, resulting in interference of the nervous system to self-regulate, self-organize, adapt, repair, and heal. This review of the literature shows that there is basic science evidence that chiropractic adjustments can modulate or affect the immune system, such as modulating chemicals such as interleukin levels, substance P, oxytocin, several other chemicals, in a healthy, asymptomatic individual in the short term, which means that you don't have to be sick. But when you get adjusted, the chemicals in your body that affect your immune system can actually come to normal just by getting a chiropractic adjustment. It can normalize these chemicals. And this is why chiropractic care, even when you're not in pain, is good for you and a powerful way to stay healthy. Now, what we need right now is more research into how a chiropractic adjustment, how much of the immune system it affects, and the clinical impact of a chiropractic adjustment on the immune system. We need more of that research, and that has to be done. But this article is a very, very powerful, very great step forward in our understanding of how chiropractic care affects the nervous system, the endocrine system, and the immune system, and how that normalizes those functions in the body and the pathways that interconnect these three areas of the body. So this is a great article. I look forward to more research from Heidi Havoc, and this helps me understand even better why the chiropractic care that I give in my office actually helps keep people healthy and free of disease. So this is all I have for today. We'll see you next Wednesday for another 10 Minutes of Truth. See you then.